Welcome to the official YouTube page of Everest IAS Academy. So today we are going to discuss February 5, 2020 Hindu newspaper analysis from the UPSC Prelims 2020 point of view. So the first article which came in the headlines is no decision yet on Pan-India NRC, Minister tells Parliament. So basically friends, as we know, there are a lot of controversies which are happening regarding the conducting of NPR exercise itself. So all this had its origin due to the passing of Citizenship Amendment Act in our parliament very recently, and due to that various protests are happening in the country because the protester, what the people are saying is that it is against the basic feature of the constitution. So it violates the basic feature of the constitution. That's their perspective, since it is discriminating Muslim communities in particular. In addition to that, our government is planning to do this as part of census exercise. We are also planning to conduct this NPR exercise in parallel. This exercise was first initiated in 2010, and then a digital update has happened in 2015 after the Modi government came into being. That time the data has been seeded with Aadhaar also. Now we have digital database we are maintaining as part of that, and we are going to again conduct this exercise because it's conducted only once in every 10 years. So this year we are going to conduct this from April to September. But various allegations what the people are especially saying is that so the government is actually the nature of questions which the government has asked as part of NPR exercise. The people of the country are they are actually like saying that government is also indirectly planning to conduct this NRC exercise. Once this exercise is conducted, means based upon the cutoff date as December 31st, 2014, that was said due to the passage of recent Citizenship Amendment Act. So now NRC, when this NRC exercise is done, means list is updated, means it will categorize people into two categories: one who are citizens of India, and second those who are illegal migrants or doubtful citizens of the country. So then what happens is that there is a chance for them to be sent to the detention centers. So in these detention centers they will be like they will not enjoy the normal citizenship rights like voting rights. So this is the contradiction now. So now what happens is that as part of our official statement from the government side only, during the question which has been asked in the Lok Sabha as part of the session, the minister what he has actually commented regarding this is we have not taken any decision regarding the preparation of NRC exercise at the national level as of now. So this is official statement, so we have to believe that. So according to the government version, they don't have any idea as of now to conduct this exercise. And what the minister is in addition saying is that actually whenever this when we are doing this NPR exercise, at that time we are not actually collecting any document status at all. So whatever the citizens share based upon their oral answers, that will be taken as the final answer and that will be recording. So according to this, this is the official statement from the minister side. So the government is having doesn't have any idea regarding this NRC exercise as of now. Next article is why no action on pleas on Tamil Nadu MLA's disqualification as Supreme Court. So friends, this issue has been in the limelight for last, if you see, from 2017 to 2020. So what happened is that in the state of Tamil Nadu, there were actually two dominant parties, if you see, in Tamil Nadu. So one is the DMK party, which is currently the opposition party, and then ADMK party, which is the ruling party. So at that time, from the ADMK side, the chief ministerial candidate was actually Edapadi Palanisamy. So then what happened is that within the ADMK party, there was a sound leader who is Paneerselvam. So now what happened is that so due to various issues which happened within the political party itself, ADMK party, they had some troubles. So what happened when Edapadi Palanisamy, when he won this elections recently, the Tamil Nadu assembly elections when it was held, so what happened at that time, he won the election very marginally only. So around a margin of 10 to 15 seats as we compare to this DMK party. So now what happened when the government was trying to prove its majority in the legislative assembly, at that time Paneerselvam and his factional group along with a group of leaders within the ADMK party, they actually recorded a negative vote for this confidence motion. When the ADMK government was trying to prove its majority in the floor of the house, Paneerselvam and his group of ministers within the ADMK party only, they didn't support this particular confidence motion to prove his majority. So what happened at that time? So within the constitution, if you see, there is an anti-defection law. So under the anti-defection law, what it says that whenever there are actually three conditions, friends, to declare a member to be disqualified under the anti-defection law. The first criteria is when a member is part of any political party in which he is elected, and after that, if he is voluntarily resigning from that particular party in which he is elected, he will be disqualified under anti-defection law. That is the first criteria. Second criteria, if you see, for the anti-defection law is when the persons of the political party who are members of the party and who got elected, when they vote against the political party's directions, especially based upon the whip directions, if they don't follow it, either they abstain from the voting, or even if they vote against to the whip's direction, then they will be disqualified under anti-defection law. The third category is the merger criteria. Suppose if within the ADMK party only, if they are going to have a merging which is going to happen between ADMK and DK, let's take. So now what happens is that, so this ADMK party now, within this political party, at least 2/3 of the members of the party have to support that merger. Only then this merging will not be disqualified under anti-defection law. So these are the conditions, friends, regarding anti-defection law. Apart from that, we will read other basics also. So at that time, the presiding officer of the house in the legislative assembly of the state of Tamil Nadu is the speaker. So only the speaker, his name is Dhanpal. So only he has the right to actually disqualify whether the person is given disqualification or not. That judgmental behavior is actually, according to the constitution, it is now resided with speaker only. But what happened, this issue happened during 2017 only. But if you see, friends, 3 years down the line, the speaker has not taken any action on this Pannirselvam and his fraction of members for voting against this confidence motion in the state of Tamil Nadu Assembly. So after that, what happened, the opposition party, especially DMK party, it approached the High Court, but that the petition was actually just dismissed. Then this petition appeal was filed in the Supreme Court. Now what happened, the Supreme Court has given a detailed judgment regarding this. So what happened is that, according to the Supreme Court, based upon various recent judgments, a speaker cannot actually sit on a petition regarding this anti-defection law for a longer amount of time. The maximum time period which the Supreme Court actually permitted based upon the Rana case that we will discuss, it is only 3 months as of now, according to the recent judgments in Supreme Court. So now Supreme Court has asked the Tamil Nadu speaker to actually proceed with this disqualification status under anti-defection. So this will actually change the scenario in Tamil Nadu only, because if you see, friends, DMK's and ADMK's winning margin is comparatively very less. So once this Pannirselvam and his fraction of ministers were dismissed, means under anti-defection law, it will change the political scenario. That's why this issue is very important for this year examination, even for both UPSC as well as for TNPC examination. Okay, now let's go and discuss, friends. So this anti-defection law was first introduced under the 10th schedule of the constitution during the year 1985. That is during the Rajiv Gandhi time period only. This under the 10th schedule, we brought about this anti-defection law. So this is the issue as we have discussed. Now let's go and see other additional basic details. Now what happened is that the speaker is saying one version. So what he is saying is that in the Supreme Court, when this argument was happening, from the Tamil Nadu government side, the speakers, especially the advocate who was representing his case, so what he has said is that there were a lot of actually confusions and misunderstandings were happened during the proceedings, because what the government's version is that, Tamil Nadu government's version is that, especially from the speaker side, is that there were already a case which has been decided by election commission regarding, because there was actually one particular issue which happened, friends, during that time of 2017 only, because the ADMK party has been claimed by actually so many factions within the party only. One group was actually belonging to the Dinagaran group, second group was belonging to this Pannirselvam group, and Edapadi Palanisamy and Pannirselvam group. So this Dinagaran group has been supported by Sasikala. So he was actually claiming that the party belongs to him. After our honorable previous Prime Minister Jayalalitha's demise, the party belongs to only Dinakaran. So that was the case which was filed before election commission. So, and another thing was claimed by ADMK party members itself, so who are the ministers and currently was CM of Tamil Nadu. So in that particular case, election commission has given a judgment in favor of ADMK's current ministers only, that is to Edapadi Palanisamy only. So this is the issue. So in addition to that, they had a symbol problem also with respect to ADMK symbol is actually 2 leaves, they will say, that is the Rattailai, they will say. These symbols also, they had some controversy. So who is having the rights, whether Pannirselvam group or this Edapadi group. So many problems happen. So only from the speaker side, we could not initiate any actions against this particular factional group. That's what's answer given by from the government side. So for that, what happened is that the Supreme Court has made it very clarified regarding this judgment. As of now, everything has been over now. So like now you can go and take some initiatives regarding this, friends. So that's the judgment given by Supreme Court. So as soon as this judgment is passed now, we can expect some like actions can be taken from the speaker side. So in addition to that, during the like arguments which are happening in the Supreme Court, the DMK party was represented by, because DMK and Congress, they have a close affiliation, and DMK's party is represented by Congress minister, that is Kapil Sibal. So during his part of his argument, what he said is that he has quoted these various cases before this Nariman judge, before that bench. This Kapil Sibal, what he has quoted is that it has actually asked the particular judge, especially Supreme Court judge, to direct the speakers to decide the case within the 3 months maximum. That is based upon the Rana judgment he has quoted. But what happened is that the opposition party, especially ADMK's party side, that advocate, what he has actually made his argument is that previously what happened is that even there is no constitutionally, even the like judicial review provision itself, whether the court has the authority to take any action, to urge the speaker to take any action regarding this front. That itself is actually a case called as Sambat Kumar case, and that case has been like still pending before the Supreme Court. So whether the Supreme Court can interfere for any inaction on part of the speaker itself is confusing thing. Then how can Supreme Court can go and proceed this particular judgment like that? The opponent, especially ADMK, said that was the argument. But for that, from the ruling party, especially Kapil Sibal, said what they have actually referred is that previously that judgment has been given by only 2 judge bench, but currently this Nariman judge bench has been like presided by 3 judge bench. So whatever reference which they are passing now, that will stand actually valid, and that will cancel the previous judgments. So that's the constitutionally like judicially accepted point of view. So that the bench also acknowledged, and what they said is that based upon the Rajendra Singh Rana case, speaker has to like if the speaker is failing in its constitutional obligation to deliver his jurisdiction, especially this disqualifying the status under the anti-defection law, then a judicial review is valid. This is based on like Rajendra Singh Rana case, which is called as Rana judgment also. So Nariman bench has actually now referred this particular Rana judgment only, and that through that it has actually referred the state of Tamil Nadu to take action on this front, especially from the speaker's side. So friends, apart from that, we will study the basics regarding that anti-defection law. So first, what happened is that it has a history. During the year of 1967, a particular MLA, especially his name is Gayalal, he has changed a party within a day 3 times. So that was a time, as actually like that the terminology we call it as Ayaram Gayaram. So what happened is that, but later after 1985 only, during the 1985, Rajiv Gandhi government only has introduced this anti-defection law under the 10th schedule of the constitution, as we have discussed, and this anti-defection law provisions also we have discussed already. And according to the various recent expert committees which has been appointed by the government, what they are actually recommending is that rather than the speaker being the like final authority to decide any member to be disqualified under anti-defection law, that authority can be given to rather president or governor of the state, who can take this decision on the advice of election commission. So next article is continuity and fiscal follow through. Basically this article is discussing about the recent 15th Finance Commission interim report which has been submitted now. So this we have already discussed. The 15th Finance Commission, this will be appointed every 5 years, friends. So this 15th Finance Commission time period is from 2020 to 2025. It will be appointed usually every 5 years, and it is a constitutional body under Article 280 of the Constitution. So now it will usually consist of chairman plus 4 members. The recent chairman of this 15th Finance Commission is N.K. Singh. So these are the basic facts you should remember for the preliminary point of view. Let's go and discuss some other additional information, friends. As part of this committee's report, our government has asked it to submit its report in 2 versions. The first time period is from April 1, 2022, like April 2021. This is the first time period. Second time period from 2021 April to remaining time period up to 2025. So this is actually the term of the committees. Now if you see, based upon the interim report, it has actually recommended some crucial measures. First measure is that it has considered the abolition of the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. But since it has been now included under Union territory, the Finance Commission term is to actually like devolve the finances between the states and between the Union. So previously, if you see, 14th Finance Commission has recommended 42% of the taxes to be devolved to the states, but this 15th Finance Commission has recommended only 41%, because since Jammu and Kashmir has been converted from statehood to union territory, and union territory comes under the domain of union government, so they have actually reduced the funds, devolution of taxes from the government side. Second one is that it also taken into consideration the recent low growth slowdown which is happening in the country, and even the low inflation. Also all these measures were taken. In addition to that, the government's poor tax collections were also taken into consideration due to the various GST effects also. So all this has been considered while devolving the states unions funds to the, especially tax share to the states. So finally it has recommended only 41%, as we have discussed. So in addition to this, friends, if you see in the 14th Finance Commission, there was actually, it was the funds were devolved to the states based upon distance, population, area and forest cover. These were the 4 criteria which were used previously. But now if you see, friends, 2 more criteria were added in this 15th Finance Commission, which is very, very important for this year preliminary examination. That is the demographic performance of the state. Second is the better tax effort from the state government side. These are the 2 measures. So in this, various weightage has been given. If you see, friends, the maximum weightage has been given to the income distance. So basically they will try to see actually the per capita income of the states, how much they are getting. If it is considered to be more, means they will be actually given only less amount. That's why this year Karnataka government has actually suffered on a maximum scale, and even Kerala also, because their per capita income is considered to be much higher when we compare to the other states in the country. And second, this year the government, based upon the 15th Finance Commission recommendations, they have actually moved from the 1971 census to the 2011 census, and they have also included this demographic performance of the states as a maximum, like it has included as a main criteria. Why? Because if you see, in case of India, southern states of the India, actually they performed much well in this controlling the population of the country rather than the North Indian states. So what happened is that due to this population as a criteria, previously states which enjoys maximum population, that will actually have a maximum devolution of funds from the union government. But now demographic performance has been included based upon the protests from various southern states. Due to that, the states which has performed better in case of arresting the population will be given maximum income. And second thing is, another weightage has been given to, like as we have discussed, to control the fertility rate, and one more thing is the better performance in case of tax collections. So these 2 criteria were newly added in the 15th Finance Commission. That's why important. And the states which have suffered, as we have discussed, is first one is the Karnataka, then UP, Kerala, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So most of the South Indian states, and including UP also in the North Indian states. In addition, Finance Commission, apart from union and state government, it also recommends funds to the like especially the local bodies such as panchayats and municipalities. So panchayats has been awarded this year 90,000 crore, friends. So like especially local bodies, it is 90,000 crore. For the panchayats it is around 60,000, and for municipalities it is around 30,000. So in addition to that, in the panchayats only, if you see, there are 3 categories, that is the Gram Panchayat, Nagar Panchayat and then Jilla Parishad. So these 3 categories, they will enjoy grants from the government side, and these particular grants, actually in that particular grant, 50% they have to compulsorily spend for improving the sanitation and drinking water supply. These funds will come from the in the formation of grants from the union government through the Finance Commission's recommendations only. And in addition, Finance Commission also recommends states and center, it will allocate a disaster relief fund. This is to meet the emergency needs of the country when they are facing flood and drought like conditions, and this fund is basically allotted based upon the all the states previous their experience, and their disaster risk index has been collected. Based upon that, it will be funds will be allocated. And one more thing about the 15th Finance Commission is funds has been also allocated to some sectoral grants also. Sectoral grants here refers to basic schemes related targets. If you see, our government is very much concerned about improving the nutritional status of the country among the children and also among lactating mothers. This is mainly to address the malnutrition in the country. For them also, through the Finance Commission, we are allocating funds, especially from the union government side, with the help of the taxes. And as we have discussed, Finance Commission is a constitutional body set up under Article 280 of the Constitution. So it is appointed every 5 years, and it consists of chairman plus 4 members. So next article is a case of maritime presence of drift. So friends, basically in this article they are discussing about the International Maritime Organization's recent change in rules, and that applies to India also. Basically what happened, this IMO is a body of United Nations only. That will discuss the basics later, friends, in this video only. So what is the recent update regarding that is the International Maritime Organization as mandated, especially the merchant ships should not burn fuel. Basically, it has given a restriction regarding sulfur dioxide gas which is releasing from this usage of fuels, especially in case of ships. So now what happens is that what they have told is that they should not actually burn more than 0.5% of sulfur content based upon the fuel's capacity. So now what happened due to this ruling, if you see averagely, if you see across the world, even in case of India also, we are actually comfortably using sulfur limit up to 3.5% as part of recent usage. But when you consider the change in rules based upon IMO provisions, they have to reduce it by 3% now. For this, every government has to take into consideration two changes. First, they have to refine the fuel to a better level such that they have to remove especially the fine particulates of sulfur especially in these fuels. And in case of engines also, that has to be adapted to this changing technology, especially to reduce this sulfur dioxide emissions into the atmosphere. These two changes has to be made, and this will actually increase the shipping cost in the country. That's why actually India is going to be majorly affected by this provision, because this provision has been in this major role has been majorly played by European Union countries in particular and Western countries also. But if you see friends, some other Asian countries like China, Japan and South Korea has seriously opposed this at the IMO level itself during the meeting. But India still doesn't have a permanent representative from our government side, because that post is lying vacant for more than 10 years. So we are not taking it into very serious consideration. Still it is affecting India's relation, because India is one of the member of this IMO organization also. So now IMO's provisions India has to implement now. So now one more thing is India is also affecting because of IMO's measures, and India in particular. Previously what happened is that this IMO has declared, due to the privacy issues in the Indian Ocean region, it has declared those areas as high risk areas, and this has increased the insurance cost of shipping especially. Now what happened is that whatever goods which is coming into India or moving out of India, all of that the price has actually increased, and it affected the export import graph of India. For that also we have not actually, like, we are facing a financial burden, but we have not actually went and seriously opposed it in the IMO. That's why this article is very much critical of India's front regarding that, and India should actually go and regain its maritime status power across this organization. So that's the basic idea regarding this article. Now let's go and discuss about International Maritime Organization. This is a specialized agency of United Nations only. It is regarding regulating shipping. In particular, it discusses about safety, environmental concerns, maritime security, that is with respect to privacy. India has got affected with that is also included in safety. Environmental concerns is containing the sulfur dioxide gas emissions into the atmosphere. So that is the recent update regarding this article. As of now, its headquarters is located in London in United Kingdom, and the members currently are, like, there are 174 member states, and which includes India, and it consists of 3 associate members also. So next article is Bhutan ends free entry for Indian tourists. So basically friends, till now our Indian tourists who have visited Bhutan, they have not been charged any money, but due to the recent budget which has been proposed in the Bhutan legislature, they have proposed that they will actually charge every Indian tourist who are visiting Bhutan, daily they will be charged 1,200 rupees, and this will be used for boosting especially the sustainable development of tourism related infrastructure. And in addition, they will actually arrest the tourism traffic also. With respect to that, it is the fees is called as sustainable development fees. It is used for boosting the tourism infrastructure in Bhutan. Next article is 12,000 cases in foreigner tribunals. Friends, as we know already, this NR exercise has been conducted in the state of Assam during the year 2019 only, based upon Supreme Court directions only. So now what happened is that 1.9 lakh people, not 1.9 lakh friends, 19 lakhs people has been actually as of now left out of this NRC list itself. And there is actually a serious, now people are feeling very insecure that because NRC through it identified based upon the cutoff date as March 25, 1971. This is the Assam Accord date which has been signed. So based upon that, this agreement has been signed in 1985 only, Assam Accord. So based upon that provision, that cutoff date, we have actually went and implemented this NRC exercise according to the direction of Supreme Court. At that time, 19 lakh people were left out from this list, and who are also majority of them considered to be genuine citizens. For the lack of documents, they were unable to prove their citizenship status before this NRC. So now they were identified as illegal migrants. Now what is the problem is, they will be again, now they will be given a chance such that they will be asked to make their representation first before the district district authorities will be there with them. They have to go on show their documents and their name can be included provided they have a genuine documents. Otherwise they will be sent back to the cases will be referred to the foreigners tribunal, and even before it, if it is unable to prove their citizenship status, they will be sent back to the detention centers in the country. So that's what this article is particularly all about, friends. So next article is no compromise on passion interest. So basically, friends, we know already we have discussed this in the recently introduced 2022-21 budget. Our government has actually recommended public-private partnership model for district hospitals which are in the government domain that will be attached to the medical colleges in the country. So for that there are two issues. One, our government wanted to increase the doctor-patient ratio, but the negative is the patients who are getting free of service or less cost service, affordable service at the government hospitals that will be at a disadvantage stage. So for that, from our ministry side, he has given an elaboration regarding this. So what he has actually said is that this whatever method we are going to follow, it is based upon good research which has been conducted by Niti Aayog. So and one more thing is we will also make sure that we will not compromise the interest of the patients in particular. So the government is very serious that whatever public-private partnership method we are going to do through this method, we will not actually make sure that the poor people will not get they will not get affected. So that's the government stand. Next article is Maharashtra tops the list of states hit by global medical data lake. So basically, friends, if you see in case of India, the patients that sensitive details about their diseases, this database will be officially maintained in all the hospitals across the country. Now what happened is that based upon a recent report which has been published by Greenbone Sustainable Resilience, this is a German company, cyber security firm. What it has said is that in case of India, lot of medical related details are leaked in the public domain, especially these data also include celebrity status also apart from normal citizens. So now if you see in the international standard, India has been placed in the ugly category. So because this report actually classifies countries into good, bad and ugly, and India has been considered to be one of the highest medical data leak countries in the world. So that's why it is considered to be very serious problem, because the sensitive information which is available especially from the political related celebrities, this information can be used for manipulating and misusing the data in a number of ways. Thank you, friends. Kindly subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section.